The results of IYoung Design Challenge 2 are already announced on our official Instagram handle.
Well, I am personally extremely happy and really impressed with the kind of creativity and ingenuity shown by the young Indian designers.
And I think the designs were really diverse and very well thought of.
I feel it is the most practical and versatile design out of all.
Some designs have very clear, design intents to them.
How many people will be interested to buy a bottle which has 5-6 different modules?
And in their design document, they have very openly said that making square bottles is very difficult.
And get into consumer shoes. I would love to buy.
I can very confidently say that this was one of the most unique entries in this competition.
So it has a facility you can put your phone like this.
Right.
Perfection is a myth. हर चीज में थोड़ा स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट तो होती है. So according to you, ये जो हमारी winning design है, क्या आपको इसमें स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखता है?
I think Kalash's presentation was on point, and I think every judge has rewarded him for the same thing.
Yeah.
And besides that, besides presentation,
almost every judge has given him out of mark for presentation,
right.
And that has pushed him
right, absolutely.
on the really higher side on the scoreboard.
And besides that, his creativity and ergonomics are also perfect.
Spot on, right.
So I think you would agree.
Yeah.
The little bit of problem that you would see in his design would, I think, emerge from engineering. I think you are
market
better.
fit again is a problem
Right.
with the Kalash, because there are a lot of intricate mechanism he has put in the design. The mechanism, developing mechanism for that cap of that bottle would be a difficult nut to crack.
Right.
And we would encourage Kalash to collaborate with a few mechanical engineers and develop its cap. I mean, even as a project maybe, but it will be a great thing. And the difficult part to bring it to life is, since that this is a water bottle, the cap is going to be exposed to water in a constant manner.
Right.
So putting metals, so whatever gears we put inside that cap, we cannot put it metal because they will get rusted. You cannot put polymer gears because they will, as it will not be able to stand to day-to-day usage. So I feel that's a difficult part. I mean, putting that much of money into bringing that product to life, and if it is not going to last for long, like for good life to the consumer, it will not be a right thing. So according to market fit, I guess that design has few problems.
Right.
Karan, having worked with water bottles for Western market, do you see any design that is ready for international market?
I mean, to understand the international market better, it is a market where presentation sells above anything, and Mind Dweller is on point when it comes to that. The presentation is perfect, the functionality is minimal but perfect, and which is why the aesthetics are also ultimately great, and this will have high appeal in any international market.
Right, I would agree with that.
So apart from the top 10, name the other 5 designs you found interesting.
Yeah, so basically I've noted it down since you have given this question beforehand. I really liked the Stack by Arjun, Apas by Rohit Besht, Mizu by Jack Saju. I guess even Karan loved Mizu.
Right.
But we found it little practical, little more thought should have gone into development that bottle. But the presentation wise, Jack's design was really
very
great.
good. Yeah.
Then Cool Mess one. He has described his bottle into Devanagari. It was really a different touch, and I really loved the touch where he put Bharat Mein Bana on the bottom of the bottle. Yeah. And the bamboo bottle by Gaurav Kumar, I guess that was the only very few, 2 of the designs which gave a thought about sustainability.
Right.
Bamboo bottle made by Gaurav was one of them.
Right.
Yeah. But I feel, the presentation wise it was really weak.
Right.
Gaurav need to work a lot on the presentation part. And the 6th bottle, I would say the 6, not 5, Trishna by Foolish. Even that was a good bottle, but again, market fit was problem with the Trishna, a lot of copper, and then it was insulated by polymer, and a lot of process which I guess very difficult to implement.
My favorites would probably be probably overlap a little bit. Mizu by Jake Saju, Mizu means water, so good name for water bottle, no pun intended. The concept is a simple one, but I have one problem, like you buy 2 bottles, you can only use one of them at a time because you have only one cap. So, maybe a little more rethinking is required on that. Again, I am mentioning Grati by Aslan because another like Kunal mentioned, he was the second designer who thought about sustainability and has made a bottle that is using recycled and post-industrial waste. My third would be H2Go by Rushil Vasudev.
Even I love that design.
Yeah, it's simple, practical, very attractive. I mean, I don't have any more words to describe it. The Detox bottle by Al Design, now different, probably one of the few designs I've seen in this competition that have used design for grasshopper for making the texture.
Right.
And the bottle loses on a few major factors. One is the hygiene of the cap is questionable, because it being open and the water will tend to stay in that.
Yeah, and the upper part of the cap will be exposed to the environment constantly, and the water is going to come into that.
Right, and the bottle is very large. I mean, we did the math by volume, and it was almost 2 liters in size.
Yeah, it was more than 2 liters.
Yeah, it was more than 2 liters. So again, that is going against the rules of our design challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cool Mess One's bottle, perfect, made in India, made for India, our nationality celebrated. It's like,
I love Bharat Mein Bana.
Yeah. These are my top 5 besides the winners and the runner-ups.
Yeah.
Kunal, looking at the scorecard, it is quite evident that you have been a little reserved while evaluating the design submissions. I mean, compared to other jury, you have given a little less marks to all the participants.
Right.
Why so?
Yeah, I also want to know this. Itni kanjoosi kyun?
No kanjusi really. Frankly, I feel the Indian design movement, if we compare it to few other developed nations, let's say China or South Korea or few other European nations, I feel the Indian design movement is still at a nascent stage. And as a community or society, we have a lot of ground to cover as far as design is concerned. I've extensively worked with Chinese designers, and let's say if you go on today, even today, if you go on Amazon and if you look for the bottles which is highest number of sales, you will see these bottles are coming from China because their designs or their designers have got a different level of maturity since they have been working in the culture of manufacturing for last 30 years. So they have reached to different stage altogether, and if we have to reach to their level, then we need to look at our own work very, very critically.
Right.
Because if we get into the self-gratification loop so early, we will take really long to reach to the stage we really want to reach.
Right.
So I feel we should look at our work in a very, very conservative way, and should focus on making leveling up our game.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why less marks. Yeah.
And how will IYoung contribute to this movement?
Yeah, that's a very important question. So I went to China I would like to share a very interesting incident here. I keep telling this incident to many people I come across whenever we discuss IYoung Social. I went to China in 2011, and the tourist guide I hired, I was working on a documentary called Manufacturing Practices in China and Roadmap for India, and I was visiting different industrial clusters and different industrialists, small industrialists, and the tourist guide I have hired, even he had a great understanding of product development. And I was amazed by his knowledge of manufacturing. And I thought for some time that he might be an engineer or something, but he was not an engineer. Then I understood that he is a product of certain environment, because the whole community is discussing manufacturing day in and day out. He has learned things from his environment. And that was really like a eureka moment for me, that environment is such an important role in humans' development.
Right.
And I thought that my documentary will be able to do that, but somehow I was not able to push that documentary till theaters, and somehow that failure translated into birth of IYoung Social. So I'm just grateful to whatever incident happened and however I reached to this stage. So with IYoung Social, we are willing to create an environment where we'll be able to create a human capital who will be able to build world-class products and world-class enterprises which will be able to cater global audience. And that only happens when you have a human capital who has a good understanding of manufacturing, of design, of marketing, of operations, and of accounting. So essentially we need people who have grown into T-shape, then only will be able to build world-class products.
Right.
And IYoung Social has been tailor-made to do that task.
Right.
And I'm very sure with IYoung Social we'll be able to do it. Yeah. So we just need your support as a community, and in next 10 years I guess we will do a lot of many big things. Yeah.
So कुणाल, अगर ये डॉक्यूमेंट्री बन जाती तो शायद IYoung.
Well, I am not sure if documentary would have happened, how things would have taken shape, but certainly at that point when documentary didn't happen, I was really disheartened. But now I'm happy that documentary not happening translated into birth of IYoung. And I guess IYoung has much larger purpose and much larger magnitude. So today I'm really happy.
I think, Kunal, that this is a very noble cause, and I think as youngsters we all should contribute towards making this nation
we all
stronger.
Need to strive really hard.
And most importantly, I think all of us together definitely can do
Definitely, and the kind of response we're getting from the community.
Exactly.
Definitely,
exactly.
and as as we dream to become a 10 trillion economy, there are thousands and thousands of business will get made in this process, and youngsters have immense opportunity to create wealth for themselves and nation.
Right.
It's there was never a better time to be a youngster in India.
Right.
Like if today I am 38-year-old, I would have been so very fortunate if I would have been 20 today.
Right.
This is the best time to be in
your 20s. Yeah.
So many opportunities, so many things are happening. The infrastructure is moving in the right direction, and everything. Yeah, it's a really good time.